Okay, Sunday fun day is underway, but where are you guys? Sue has an excuse. I think Mark's traveling. Anne, what happened to Anne? Here's. Okay, here we go. Boss lady is underway. There's the boss man leaving. Big deep breath. Keep the shoulders nice and broad. Reach for the ceiling, lift the shoulders up. And then take it all the way down, let your head go. Hands to the floor, you're gonna walk it out to plank. When you get there, take 3 big deep breaths. Keep the legs nice and long. Now we're gonna pull back to a down dog. Pushing both heels towards the floor, just relax here and breathe. Hands are gonna walk back to the feet. Try to keep the legs straight as you perform that exercise. And then you're gonna roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice broad shoulders. Take a nice big deep breath. There's Anne. And sweep the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Lift up the shoulders. Try to get really tall and lift out of your hips. Take a big deep breath. And then make a fist, sweep the elbows all the way back. So you're really crowding out the chest here. And now we're going to fold halfway down. Make sure your neck is nice and long. Legs are straight. Now let's try to drift the hips backwards as we weight into the heels and lift the elbows a little higher. Come back up, reach for the ceiling. Swan dive it all the way down, let the head go. 3 big deep breaths here. Hands to the floor, walk it back to your high plank. Really try to push the heels towards the back of the room as you keep the legs nice and long. Meet me in down dog, pushing the heels towards the floor. Walk it back to a full forward fold. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. There you are. Nice big deep breath. And now we're going to swan dive it all the way down. We're going to cross the arms and just let the shoulders release towards the floor. So you're trying to get the forearms a little closer to the floor. Keep the legs nice and straight. Relax your head. Now you're going to keep the arms folded as you roll up, nice and slow. You're going to lift the elbows and then release the hands up to the ceiling and take it all the way down again. Walk out to plank. Pull back to down dog. Walk the hands back to your feet. Let's do this fold 1 more time. Cross the arms. Release the shoulders towards the floor. So you're really asking gravity to help you out here. Big deep breaths into the rib cage. Roll up slowly. Tucking in the belly, super important. Lift the elbows up. Reach for the ceiling. Nice long arms. Take it all the way down. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms out to the side, reaching them up to the ceiling. Make a fist, thumbs up, fold down, spine long. Go further than halfway, as far as you can, keeping the back from rounding. Keep the elbows nice and high. Come back up with a long spine. Reach for the ceiling. Take it all the way down. Walk it out to plank. Pull it back to down dog. We're gonna lift our left leg up. Excuse me, keep the hips nice and square. Now, on that right foot, I want you to lift your heel as high as you can. Hold it. Lots of work for that right ankle and calf. Take the left foot down, drive both heels towards the floor. Lift the right leg up. Elevate the left heel. Both feet down, drive your heels down. Float back to plank. Lower to the forearms. Low plank. Lower the hips, keep the toes tucked under. Take your gaze, look forward, push away from the floor. Lift the hips up. Low plank. Come back up onto your hands, high plank. Pull back downward facing, lift your left leg up. Open the hip towards the ceiling, bend your knee. Lift the knee a little higher, and then switch sides. Right leg up, open the hip, bend at the knee. Put that foot down, come back to plank. Step your feet into bear. I want you to hold your bear for 3 breaths. Belly button draws up and into the spine. Knees are under your hips. Put your knees down. 5 cat-cows, nice and slow. Begin with a breath, end with a big exhalation. Neutral spine, belly tucks in, elevate the knees. You're right back in bear. Send your left leg back, nice and long, and then switch, do the same with the right. And now meet me in a small dog. Heels push to the floor, legs lock out straight. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, extend the spine. Fingertips forward, hips backwards. Reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Hands to heart, step your left foot forward. Big lunge. Lean forward. Send the arms out in front. Hands down to frame your foot, step back to plank. Let's do a nice little hover and then take it to up dog. Tuck the toes under, you're in down dog. Walk your hands all the way backwards to the feet. Pull forward, fold. Inhale, extend the spine. Walk your fingers forward, hips back. Reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Hands to heart, right foot forward, big lunge. Nice lean forward, send the arms out. Hands down, frame your foot, step back, you're in high plank. Let's do a nice hover, back to up dog. You can elevate off the knees if you like. Toes tuck under, you're in high plank, get the hips up. And down dog. 5 deep breaths. Or child's pose. Hands walk all the way back to the feet. Inhale, extend the spine. Turn your toes out. Turn the heels out a little bit too. So you have a wider stance in the feet. Come into a nice low squat. Keep your fingers just down on the mat. And now come back to that straight leg. Let your head go. So you're just looking through your legs to the back of the room. And do it again. Lower your hips. Look forward. Extend the arms out forward. Fingertips only touching the floor. So we're trying not to weight into the hands. And now come back to that nice straight leg. And one more time. Lower down. And back to that straight leg. Turn the feet to face forward. Roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Bring your hands to heart. Big step forward with the left foot. Nice lean forward with the upper body. Get really high on the toes on the back foot. From here, we're going to power off that back leg and balance. Single leg balance pose. Extend the back leg nice and long. Take it to warrior 3 if you like. Extend the arms forward. And now come back up to standing. Big deep breath. Swan dive all the way down. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Hands down, step back plank. Let's do a nice hover. Go to up dog. Knees off the floor if you can. You're on the tops of your feet. Tuck the toes under, get your hips up to a high plank. Back to down dog. Walk your hands all the way back to the feet. Inhale, extend. Reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Hands to heart, step your right foot forward. Nice forward lean of that upper body, get the back heel up really high so you're not putting weight into that left foot. And now you're going to come off the left foot, lift that leg up, body is parallel to the floor. And we can send the arms out. And now come back up to standing. Big deep breath. Take it all the way down. Fold the arms, let the shoulders fall towards the floor. Keep your neck long, just breathe. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Hands to heart. We're going to send the right leg backwards as far as you can. And now lean forward. Send the arms out. So I've got my left knee over the heel. Hands to heart. Step forward. Big deep breath. Hands to heart. Send your left leg as far back as you can. Lean forward. Really lift that back heel up. Then come off that foot. Standing leg is straight. Body is parallel to the floor. Hips are square. Send the arms out. Come back up to standing. Take a nice big deep breath, and then you're going to swan dive it all the way down. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Palms down, step or jump back, high plank. Lower to the forearms. Bring the feet together. Keep them from moving. Lift your hips up 3 inches. Lower the right hip towards the floor. Big side body activation. Pick it back up. Stay on that same side for 4 more repetitions. So the hip turns down, but the feet don't move. Slowly lower the knees to the floor. Don't change the feet. Pick the knees back up, go to a straight leg. Elevate the hips 3 inches. Lower the left. And lift. And do that 4 more times. Put the knees down. Walk your forearms back to your knees. Come onto the tops of your feet. Meet me in child's pose. Your arms can be anywhere you like. Come back up onto all fours. We're going to open the knees. Excuse me, wider than hip width. You're still on the tops of your feet. We're going to sit backwards. Modified child's pose. Forehead off the floor this time. Walk the hands forward to the corners of the front of the mat. Come back up. Meet me on all fours. So bring your knees back in. I want you to tuck your toes under. Wrists underneath the shoulders. You're going to send the left arm out nice and long in the front and send the right leg back. Put both back down on the mat and switch sides. Now, as you perform this exercise going from side to side, I'd like you not to shift your hips. Keep them nice and square. So this is a big engagement of that six-pack muscle. Hold on one side. Tap your toes in the back and lift the leg back up. Do that 4 more times. Switch sides. So you tap and lift. And back to all fours. Let's do 3 cat-cows. Switch up your angles. Just breathe. Okay, neutral spine. We're going to floss these shoulders. So I'm going to have you keep the arms nice and long. Lower the chest between the arms as far down as it can go. And then push away from the floor. Controlled. We don't fall, we lower. Now we're going to add an arched spine at the top of this movement. And then come back and lower. So you round, create as much space between the shoulder blades as you can. Make sure your head is wherever it feels comfy. I like to drop mine and look through my legs. Gonna do one more. And now neutral spine, looking forward. Tuck your toes under if they're not already and meet me in a small dog. Walk your feet to the center of the mat. Take your hands back to being right in front of the feet. Inhale, extend the spine. Shift your hips back, walk the fingers forward. Hold back down. Both hands are going to hold the right ankle. Now, modification is you keep your hands out in front of the feet on the floor for extra support, or we're going to come back to a single leg balance. So sweep your right leg back. Try to get it parallel to the floor. Both legs are long. Just hold on that one leg and balance. Use your hands if you need to, but try not to. Put that foot down, switch legs. Put that foot down, switch legs again. Adding on, we're going to try to lift. After you sweep the leg back, I want you to try to lift that left hip up. Now take both finger hands in front of that right leg. We're going to come into a half moon. So you're going to take your left hand to your hip, open your chest to face the left side of the room. Keep your top leg really high. Put the hand back down, lower the legs. Switch sides. Hold on to your left ankle, sweep the right leg back. Open the hip, bring your hands back out on the floor in front of that standing leg. Right hand to your waist. Open your chest to face the right side of the room. Lift your back leg nice and long. And come back down. Look through your knees to the back of the room. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Take a nice big deep breath. Swan dive it all the way down. Open your feet a little wider than hip width. Turn the toes out on an angle. Lower your booty into a low squat. Again, this time we bring our hands to heart. Try to use the elbows to open up the legs a little more. Now extend your arms out in front. Try to lift them. Now take them back behind you. Let the fingertips touch the floor and sit back down onto your rear end. Extend both legs out in front, nice and long, nice and wide. Hold between your legs. Take nice big deep breaths. Let's take our hands behind the pads of the feet and let's use our arms to pull the toes towards us for a deeper calf stretch. Keep your spine long here if you can. Big deep breaths. Okay, sit up tall. Take your right foot inside your left leg. Keep it flexed if you can. So both feet are flexed. Walk it forward. And when you can't go any further, lower the forearms and breathe. Bring it back up. We're gonna switch legs. Left foot tucks in this time. Both feet are flexed. Walk it out. Forearms to the mat if it's available, and just breathe. Try to keep both your sit bones on the mat. Bring it back up. Extend both legs out this time. Sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take your right hand, reach the outside of your left foot. Take your left hand behind you and give me a nice spinal rotation. And then we're going to switch sides. Nice. Now sit up nice and tall. Bring your feet together and close to you. However you want to get there. Maybe it's rocking your body towards the feet, or it's the feet coming towards the body. So we're going to connect the heels and just try to open the feet. Maybe they open, maybe they don't. Just create that sensation. And now tuck the hands underneath the feet and use the arms to crowd out the chest. Now use your leg muscles to try to keep the knees going towards the floor. Okay, now take the feet and open them so you've got one foot in one hand and one foot in the other hand. Now, you're going to C-curve the spine, so round your back, keep holding your feet, roll down with control, and meet me in happy baby. However you can muster a way to get there. Now, let the heels point up to the ceiling. Use your arms to get the knees going towards the floor. And just relax here and breathe. Try to keep your lower back on the floor. Okay, bring your legs all the way up towards the ceiling, nice and long, and your arms by your side. I want you to be nice and flat on your shoulder blades and proud out the chest. Draw the belly down and slowly you're going to lower both legs, pushing the heels away from you. So your legs are stiff and long. You're going very slowly. You're going to meet with your legs down on the floor. And now you're going to take your right knee without using the arms into the chest. You're going to open your arms out across the floor, out to the sides with your palms facing the ceiling. So you're like an airplane with your arms. Your knee is pulling into the chest. And now you're slowly going to guide this knee across towards the left, and it's going to land on the floor. So your right shoulder is going to be floating, and that's okay. Go all the way till you get that knee on the floor. Just breathe. Bring the knee back up. Extend that leg down along the floor. Left knee pulls in. Guide it down to the right. Just breathe. Left shoulder is floating. The arm should be nice and long though. Bring the knee back up. Bring both knees into the chest without using the arms. Bring your knees together to touch. Make a little circle using your belly muscles, not the arms. Just use your core strength here to circle those knees. Make your circles larger as you perfect the movement. Now I want you to change your direction. Maybe start small and then get bigger. Keep the back of the arms down on the floor. Now, quiet the legs, knees coming in towards the chest so you feel your six-pack muscle engaging to make the movement happen. Just hold that and breathe. Now take the knees and move them away from you till your feet are on the floor. Keep your lower back down. That's the belly working. Now bring the knees back in as you squeeze those knees together. Send those knees in as close as you can. Big work for the belly. Send the feet back down slowly. And one more time, squeeze as you bring those knees in. And now you're going to bring the arms in, one hand on each knee, make big wide circles. Change your direction. Send your legs all the way down along the floor. Cup your fingers by your side, lift the arms off the floor. Take your heels, walk them in a tiny bit. They're hip width apart. Turn your toes to touch and your knees. I want you to push your heels towards the floor. Really powerful here. Now pull them. Now lift your butt as you squeeze your knees. Just hold and breathe. You're only doing this one time. I want it to be really powerful. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lower your butt, extend the legs all the way down along the floor. Point the toes, send the arms all the way back behind you. Keep them wide. Big full body stretch. Try to breathe a few times. Now bring the arms forward to the floor. Excuse me. Step your feet in. We're going to rock the pelvis. Get your feet close to your rear end and then start your rocking. Forward slowly and back slowly as you keep the belly drawing down. Now, lift your toes off the floor. Peel up one vertebrae at a time into a bridge. Keep your feet up. Just the heels are down. Now squeeze your knees together and breathe. 3 big deep breaths. Open the knees hip width. Slowly roll it down, one vertebrae at a time. Feet to the floor, let the pelvis go down. And start rocking it back and forth again. Kind of a little reset. Okay, neutral spine, whatever feels good for you. Step your feet out a little wider, a little more forward, and then you're just gonna let it roll over onto that right glute. And then roll over onto the left. And just keep going side to side. Like a nice little opportunity to get blood flow into your glutes. Okay, now bring the knees back up. Keep your feet where they are. Just take your left leg and cross it over the right knee. And now you're going to slowly lower to the left, your legs. Use that top leg to push the bottom one towards the floor. Send your right arm up and backwards. Big side body stretch going right over the hip. One of the best exercises you can do for hip mobility. Bring the arm in, bring the knees back up. You're going to cross over the other way. Take them down to the right. Slowly. Send the left arm up and back. So your left chest is pointing up towards the ceiling. Your arm is really long. Spread your fingers wide. Should feel a great stretch over that left hip. Bring the arm in, bring your knees back up. You're going to walk your feet closer to your butt, connect the bottoms of your feet, and just let your knees splay open. Better known as butterfly. Just hang up here and breathe. Bring your knees up, extend both legs down along the floor to the corners of the front of the mat. Send your arms back. Pilates style, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Keep your belly pushing down. Take it between the legs, nice lower back stretch. Try to walk your forearms out a little further just to add a little bit of intensity to the stretch you're feeling behind the legs. Your spine is flexed. Your head is relaxed. Now you're going to roll it back. Either use your arms to help you, so extend them forward, or touch opposite shoulders. Rounding the back, coming down nice and slowly with the belly in. Once you're down, send the arms back. And now roll it up again. And dive between the legs. And send it back. And we're going to do this one more time. Stay here for 5 deep breaths. Now, sitting up nice and tall, bring your hands to heart. Step your left foot in, heel only down on the floor, and then the right. So you got pretty big bends in the legs. Now you're gonna start to lean it backwards, drawing your belly in. You be the judge of how far you can go, but we're not gonna round the back. This is all about hip flexors and six-pack muscle strength. Now, send the arms forward first, just over your knees. Pick your right heel up 1 inch off the floor, and then the left. If your belly popped out, pull it back in. Send your arms up. Spread out your chest, spine is long. Bring the arms back forward, just over the knees. Put the right heel down and then the left. Sit up and take it between the legs. So you're rounding your back now. One more time, sit up tall. Arms out in front, toes up, lean back. Belly pulls in. I want you to go hopefully far enough back that you feel your hip flexors like on fire, and you feel like you really got to work hard to keep the belly down. Pick the right heel up, then the left, send the arms up. And now dive between the legs. Feet are on the floor, just relax. Okay, sitting up tall, you're gonna walk yourself back, get your legs nice and long, hip width apart. Flex your feet. Now, we're gonna use our hands to pick the right leg up and cross it over the left ankle. You're gonna take the torso down, try to grab both of your feet. So right now I'm feeling a big stretch through all those little tendons on that top leg. That's kind of what you're going for. Keep your feet flexed and just hold on this spot and breathe. Now sit it back up. Put the right foot back down, hip width apart. Pick your left leg up. Cross at the ankles. Come forward. Try to wrap your fingers around the bottoms of your feet. Flex your spine. Keep that left leg nice and long. Pull your toes towards you if you can, just to add a little intensity. Now come back up, feet are hip width apart. You're gonna pull your right knee into the chest. So you got a big bend in that right leg. You're sitting tall and long. Take the left arm outside that right leg. And then take your right hand behind your back, just behind the hip, and try to turn your spine, rotate it, so you can look towards the back of your room. There's no rounding of the lower back here. You're sitting really long and tall. And then release, come forward, send that leg down along the floor, bring the left knee in. Right hand to the outside of that leg, left hand right behind your hip, rotate to look to the back of the room. And now turn to face forward. Send your heels to the corners of the mat. Walk your hands out. When you can't go anymore, forearms lower, head releases. Big deep breaths. And now walk it back. Bring both feet in. Use your hands behind you to get up onto your toes. Lift those heels as high as you can so you're really sitting on the pads of the feet. Fingers out in front, meet me in a full fold. And now we're gonna roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Take a nice deep breath. And I thank you so much for your power and strength. Yay! We did it! Good job. And getting up and getting into class. How are you?
Yeah, I was a little late.